Capcom has announced in a recent tweet that there will be no new footage for Street Fighter 6 during Capcom Cup. The tweet reads, "Congratulations to the talented players who will be competing to be the first Street Fighter 6 Capcom Cup champion. As we will be focused on the competition at hand, we'd like to provide advance notice that there won't be any new gameplay or content reveals at Capcom Cup 10. However, there will be more esports news coming at Capcom Cup 10, so stay tuned." Back in November, I put a video out entitled "Capcom is Killing Street Fighter 6. Although the title I used was a little sensational, I do stand by the sentiment. Capcom is not putting out enough content based on the standards from other games. On top of that, I believe they're doing a really bad job at communication. They've always had this problem. Radio silence for a long time, and then suddenly they just drop content. I love the content that Capcom puts out for Street Fighter 6. I love the content that they put out for Street Fighter 5. However, this long wait period leads to this sense of insecurity that they're actually working on something that is worth the wait. Here's an example. Street Fighter 6 launched on June 2nd, 2023. 1.5 months later, on July the 24th, Rashid was released. 2 months after that, Aki was released on September the 27th. These two line up with the release schedule that was given to us. Rashid in the summer, Aki in the autumn, Ed in the winter, Akuma in spring. I think they did a really good job to start off in releasing those characters within the scheduled time. But saying that we're going to drop a character sometime within the season is not communication. To say they're going to drop a character sometime between December and March, and then sometime between March to June for the next character, yes, that's communication, but it's not enough. Rashid was dropped late summer, Aki was dropped early autumn. Between Aki to Ed's drop, it's going to be 5 months, almost to the day. But Kail, 5 months is not that bad. It's still within the schedule. The game has only been out for 8 months. So yes, 5 months between big content drops is a big deal. If they had some kind of developer blog where they could speak to the community, or a video that they dropped every month or so going over what they're working on in Street Fighter and what to get hype about, they could have said Ed's gonna drop a bit late. We're aiming for the end of February, and it wouldn't have been that bad. At least we know. Once Ed drops, we have to play the waiting game for when we're gonna see information on Akuma. Spring starts at the midway point of March, so will we be getting information at the beginning of March? Or is Akuma gonna drop June the 15th? Technically, that's still spring, but come on, it's June. I said it in the video entitled "Capcom is Killing Street Fighter 6, and I'll say it again. There should be seasonal drops. Whenever the master rating ranks reset, that's when a new character should drop. It makes sense. If our rank resets, that's the perfect time for a new character to drop. Everyone starts off in the same place. We can stir up hype between the new season, the new character, new battle pass, new shop items. It would feel like something big every 3 months is gonna happen in Street Fighter 6. And in that video, I suggested that they do a small balance patch every 3 months so that you can shake up the meta every time there's a new season. Some comments thought that 3 months was a bit too quick. Some comments said that they like it's gonna take 1 year so that they can figure out how they wanna balance their game. But more and more people are starting to come around to more frequent updates because, guess what? Everyone is bored. But Kail, Tekken 6 dropped, of course there's gonna be a drop off in players. That's more reason for them to drop more content. They don't want their players to go over to a new game. They want them to be hype about this game and stay playing this game. Capcom shouldn't want people to leave their game to go play Tekken or to go play Grand Blue. Apex and Overwatch just dropped a huge update to both of their games. Guess what? They're in competition. They don't want their players to go try the new update, so they dropped like what, a day in between of each other? In light of this post, why do I bring all of these things up? I am very happy that Capcom is being transparent in saying, hey, advance notice, we're not showing anything new gameplay-wise for Street Fighter 6. We want you to be excited for Capcom Cup, and we want the focus to be on the competition. Let's be real. A lot of people watch Capcom Cup to see more information on the future of the game, not the esports. The more people who care about the game, the more people will care about their esport. I want the esports side of Street Fighter 6 to thrive. I want everyone to be excited for this. Before we can get there, we have to be excited about the game. And right now, the excitement for the game is very low. The biggest thing missing from this is that there won't be any new gameplay reveals for Capcom 10. We still weren't given information where there will be more content reveals for this game. We're left in the dark yet again. But Kail, Ed's not even out yet. You should be excited for that. We just got information about it. I want to cover more stuff about Street Fighter 6 esports. Hell, within the next year, I want to either cover it on this channel or maybe make a new channel about it. If they gave us information about Ed earlier, we wouldn't be clamoring for information about Akuma. The fact that they made us wait 5 months in between character and content drops when the game has been out for only 8 months is why people are going, Ed's great, yeah. where's the next piece of information? If you leave a person thirsty, they're not going to sip the water, they're going to want to chug it. So I wanted to go over a few tweets about the situation and see what the community is saying about this. Street Fighter 6 will be used in game dev lectures on how not to handle post-launch support. Hyperbolic, but true. Remember how hype we were for the launch of Street Fighter 6? We were getting so much information through video, and we were getting interviews and character gameplay and character information. And then the game came out and they kind of went silent about it. Genuinely baffling fumble. What the hell? We don't have seasons per se, but when is the start of the new season? Is it going to be June 2nd, the anniversary? Or is it going to be based around Capcom Cup, which is like the world finals for the whole year? It would make sense to get new information about the next batch of DLC and content going forward after Capcom Cup, or specifically at Capcom Cup. Thank you for watching. This is what we have in store for the next year. Kind of a fumble, especially since there's going to be over 100,000 people watching it, right? And if you're watching Capcom Cup, you're probably one of the more hardcore fans of the game. So where else would you want to be watching to find out new information about the game that you love? This has to be one of the worst post-launches ever. I agree. And I don't want to agree. I want to be excited for the game, but I'll be honest, they just aren't giving us enough. I talk about this a lot, especially in the video that I put out, but if you watch my live stream at twitch.tv/BigNastyKail, or if you go over to youtube.com/BigNastyKail, Capcom needs to put out more information and more content. It's 2024. We expect more of a live service model, and this is not that. While I and most people appreciate the transparency, this still feels like such a missed opportunity. Let me be 100% clear. I am absolutely in agreement with Shine on this. I do appreciate the fact that they told us upfront not to expect something that they were not going to give us. That to me is good communication. But where I take off points is the fact that we haven't been told when we're going to get more information about it. Not having any content reveals at your biggest event of the year for the first year Street Fighter 6 with most eyes on it seems so strange. Again, nothing but agreement here. We're all expecting sometime in June to be the anniversary and for us to get new content. But who's to say we're not going to get information about the new content and we might not get it for a month or so? Good that they got the disappointment out of the way now. But not even an Akuma tease? I don't understand what's going on with the DLC patch scheduling. If single player content is slowing down DLC timelines, that feels like a huge mistake. Can I say something without y'all being mad at me? Is this a safe place? Are we playing a game where there's just no money put into it? We have seen so many layoffs in the gaming market. Did Capcom just lay off like half their team or something? Is their team just super small? Are we not playing a AAA title? Are we poverty? Do we have to choose between DLC PvP content versus single player PvE content? I appreciate having World Tour content, and I do believe that there should be more work put into the Battle Hub. I will say this, they need to put more work into the Battle Hub, and I think that having content geared around our created characters is important. None of it's going to matter if they don't put in work with the Battle Hub. That's all I'll say about it. But if you're telling me that they can't put out 2 or 3 costumes every now and then while creating a new character and having a balance change, then we're playing a poverty game. And it hurts me to say that. It's not the end of the world, but it's a huge missed opportunity. It's going to have so many different eyes watching solely due to the fact that there's a $1 million tournament. More eyes on the tournament means more eyes on the new content. It's win-win. I'm very curious to see what the numbers are going to be, seeing as if there won't be any content reveals. I appreciate the transparency, and we can only presume that it's not something else going on, but man, it really feels like such a missed opportunity to keep the fans excited for what's coming in Season 2. All the eyes you can possibly have while watching Street Fighter 6 and not even a teaser for Akuma? Hot take, I think they know that they're fumbling, but they can't do anything about it. I'll be real with you bunch here, Capcom's post-launch content for this game has been indeed abysmal. But if you really thought that they were going to reveal Akuma or something like that, when it's barely been a week since the Ed reveal, then you're out of your minds. That's completely fair. Let me submit this to you. It's been 5 months since the last one. We are owed more than just one character's information. Hell, we should have had Ed already. This is when Akuma information should have dropped. Ed should have been out a month or so ago. I don't think it's crazy to expect information about Akuma because it's about that time, but I don't think it's crazy to expect some information about Season 2 either. Even if they showed a picture of Akuma and said coming sometime in spring of 2024, let's look at who's going to be in Season 2, and then just having stills of the next 4 characters, or what kind of improvements and new features they plan to work on. Overwatch had BlizzCon 4 months ago, and they just dropped the content yesterday that they revealed 4 months ago. Having information shown this month for Season 2 and having it drop sometime in June is kind of expected. This tweet mirrors my sentiment. I'm glad for the communication in there, but man, I can't lie. This is disappointing stuff. Was hoping for some Season 2 details regarding what they're thinking of adding or changing, and maybe the Akuma trailer. Yeah, fair enough. Honestly, what do you mean? First, we get 2 characters year 1 and just multiple instances of trolling with Battle Hub and terrible tour decisions, and now we don't even get a single announcement for our yearly event? I think people are misunderstanding how important Capcom Cup is for that yearly marker. People train for the whole year to compete in Capcom Cup. This is our WrestleMania. This is our Super Bowl, our World Series. Capcom Cup ends, and the next day starts the next year for Street Fighter 6. What better way to show a new start than showing us the new content for the new year? At least give us some more costumes. This post-launch blasted AF. One of the biggest Overwatch content creator, Flats, talked about this. He said the balance of the game is pretty good, but everyone seems to be either bored or upset with the game. And then he had an idea. Are people upset with the game because there's no good cosmetics in the Battle Pass? He came to the conclusion that the casual audience cares a lot about cosmetics.
I would say that most of the casual players think the content is the skins, and like the season hinges on whether the skins are good. Wow, that's terrifying. I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like we should be a little bit alarmed by that. I think that should be a wake-up call to the Overwatch team. The greater gaming community outside of your competitive hardcore streamers, comp players, pro players, etc., think the content is skins only, basically. All the little goofy game modes that get put in, most of them miss. Some of them hit. Some of them definitely hit. Like, I've had some fun with the goofy game modes. I also think that the gameplay of loop of Overwatch has gotten extremely stale, and I don't know how to fix those.
Does that sound like Street Fighter 6 to you? And this adds up because on my YouTube shorts, one of the biggest questions that I have is, where did you get that outfit? Can I buy this costume? Did they add this to it? Is this a mod? There is at least one question about the cosmetics on my character every YouTube short, and I drop one almost daily. People care a lot about cosmetics in this game. At Capcom Cup, if they show that some characters are going to be getting new costumes, hey, we would be hype about something. Don't underestimate the power of frequent good cosmetic drops. After all of this, do I think Street Fighter 6 is dead? No. Do I think Street Fighter 6 is dying? Not really. What I will say about it, it's not living up to its potential, and it's very obvious that the community thinks that it's not living up to its potential. In the last 6 months, viewership on Twitch for Street Fighter 6 is slightly down. Yeah, we have these big, huge spikes of peak viewership, and we see that with the purple graph here. But if you look at the green, that is the average viewership, and if we look at it, it's actually pretty low. This shows since Street Fighter 6 dropped up until now. We see that since Street Fighter 6 has dropped, both of the averages are down. That's just the viewership on Twitch, and I know that it always doesn't show the full story when it comes to interest in a game. People will huff the copium and say that we shouldn't care how many people watch on Twitch. It doesn't always show how healthy a game is. They're kind of right, but they're also kind of wrong at the same time. If we look at Steam charts, it shows how many people are playing on Steam. This doesn't include console, I'm well aware, but it gives us a snapshot of how many people are playing. And since this game dropped, we're down 48,000 players. And it's held decently strong for about 5 months. And this might be the baseline for what the player base is going to look like. But you cannot dispute that it shows the percentage gain and lost based on the months. And in the last month, we are down 5% from the month before. So when I talk about whether or not we're playing a healthy game or not, well, it's all red. And every time I make a video like this, there's a lot of excuses in the comments section talking about why these numbers might not be good. Here's my stance. It's my role as a content creator to look at these numbers and give my point of view about it. In my opinion, we had a lot of players playing the game in June, and Capcom did not fight to keep those players playing. It's not my job to find solutions for how to fix these numbers. That's Capcom's job. And this video is me giving you one piece of information as to why I think these numbers are going down. If you got this far in the video, hopefully you understand that I don't want this game to fail. I want this game to do well. I want everyone to enjoy fighting games in Street Fighter 6. It's always my goal to give my honest view about Street Fighter 5 and the state of the game, and to not only be inspired to improve in the game and to enjoy the game, but to get hype for the future of the game. I'm still hopeful that they will deliver and exceed my expectations. Thank you for watching the video, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed the video and want to see more videos like this. On screen is a video that YouTube thinks that you'll enjoy, so I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good one.